Hello, everybody. So this is going to be my little beginning of trying to set up like a stream for my Twitch and all that stuff. Because I'm going to finally make a Twitch. Well, I actually have a Twitch, but I just haven't actually streamed on it that much. However, I have recently gotten um the Final Fantasy IV bundle that's on Steam, which includes Final Fantasy IV, the 3D remake, the Steam version of it, so no white summon. And when I say white, I mean WHYT. If you've never played the 3DS version, you'll if you ever played the 3DS version, you'll know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, uh, well, it's very kind of screwed up about how that it works. But anywho, I'm not gonna bring that one up. Anywho, um, but includes the Final Fantasy 4 3D remake that they made for the 3DS that they ported to the PC. And it also includes Final Fantasy 4 The After Years. Now, when I actually start my stream, I'm probably going to do the whole Final Fantasy 4 first, and then get to Final Fantasy for the after years. But for now, while I am testing the waters and all that stuff, I am currently in the middle of playing the prologue of Final Fantasy IV: The After Years. Um, because I've already beaten Final Fantasy IV, the original Final Fantasy IV, on when I had it on PlayStation, part of Final Fantasy Chronicles, not Anthology. Anthology was 5 and 6. Chronicles was 4 and Chrono Trigger, which I love Chrono Trigger. That's the reason why I got it. And then I eventually played Final Fantasy IV, and I realized how great it was. Because the only Final Fantasies that I played before 4 were Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 8, and of course Final Fantasy 9, all the PlayStation games. However, when I finally moved in with my mom, we ended up getting I ended up getting Final Fantasy Chronicles because it was the only way I could play Chrono Trigger um, at that time. This is the PlayStation era. This is the PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo 64 era. Okay. I want to say Xbox, but we all know PlayStation 2 also came out eventually and all that stuff. Anywho, regardless, I played Final Fantasy Chronicles and I loved it. So, mainly Final Fantasy 4, and I love both of them. But anyways, Final Fantasy 4, I loved it. After after the 3 main PlayStation titles, not including Final Fantasy Tactics, I had fallen in love with Final Fantasy 4 after playing those the 7, 8, and 9 before, and I'm pretty sure I beat it in the first with that one, with that particular copy I had. So either way, I've gone through the game, but I want to go back through it, see how I feel about it. But with this particular video right now, I am going to play through the prologue of Final Fantasy IV: The After Years. Now, if you've never played it before, obviously it takes place after Final Fantasy IV, and you play as the son of the main character from the first one, at least in the prologue. You actually get to play as every single character, a good portion of the characters of the main characters from Final Fantasy IV, with the exception of a few that we all know you can't play. We all know why. However, um, the way this came out is originally a mobile game, And during when the mobile game was being released, at first it came out in different parts that you had to pay for, the extra chapters that came out. Currently, um, so initially you could only play as Theodore and the Hooded Man in Theodore's story. Then eventually you could, in the mobile game version of it, you would eventually be able to unlock Rydia's story, Porum's story, Palom's story, pretty much most of the main characters from the previous game's stories, to finally unlock, and then eventually unlock the final story after you beaten all those, and the leveling and the money and all that stuff. Anything that you happen to get in those each of the stories actually comes together at the end of it, if I remember correctly. Um, See, I've never gotten past any. I haven't gotten past too far. I haven't gotten too far in this game. Okay, the first time I ever played it, all the parts had already came out because by the time it got to America, we could just buy it all at once, if I remember correctly. And so I had it like what I'd say about 5 to 6 years ago or something like that. I had a completely different phone and all that stuff. Uh, the problem with it was that I had broken my phone. Oh, I remember. I had like a note. I had a Note 5 or 4. Note 4 or 5. Anyways, I had played through the game, and I got through like most of everybody's story. I think I was like on King's story. I think I was like 2 stories away from actually getting to the final story. And then my phone died. Okay, literally it died. Like it was already broken. The screen was already cracked, and I accidentally spilled some antifreeze on it because I just replaced my um, not my alternator. I did replace the alternator, but I just replaced the radiator in the car I had at the time. Yeah, so I had to go, and my credit was actually building up, and I ended up having to buy a whole new phone, messed up my credit, all that stuff. But I've never had a chance to put the save file from that game on my on the cloud save. I don't think they even had the cloud save at the time. So yeah, I had to start all over from scratch now that I'm playing this game. And you also can't even use the cloud save from mobile to PC, which I've been playing on mobile recently. Anywho, let's see if I just got like a Facebook message. Hopefully it's not somebody. Anywho, I thought so. Look at it. Anyways, so like I said, I've already started the game a little bit, playing at the beginning of it. So, and I'm gonna go through this game all over again once I get done with Final Fantasy IV on Twitch, and of course on YouTube. Any video that I make on Twitch, I'm going to try to put on YouTube. So, after I get done with that, you'll see me playing this game for real and all that stuff. But one thing I'm going to try to edit out is all the grinding I'm going to do in between. But this video right here is going to be me just completely grinding. Okay. So let me get back to it. All right. So right now I have Theodore. He's at level 8, but he starts at level 1. Smart thing to do. Now this is me giving you guys pointers. Smart thing to do. Get him to level 10 before you go through this through the main prologue dungeon. Namely because it will help you. It will save you in the long run. You're also building up some guilds so you can do a whole bunch of shit. But I usually get him up to level 10 because, hey, if he's at level 10, we good to go. Now, in this game, as you can see with the menu, you have your items, which Phoenix down. That's the only thing I got right now. I need to get some more. I need to buy some more items. You have magic. Now, Theodore is kind of like a paladin, but so he has some like white magic, like Cure and Libra at this point. Cure is like 3. Uh, costs about 3 MP. Libra costs about 1, and you want to, use Libra on almost everything in this game. Hence the reason why I'm grinding right now, because I am going to use Libra on some of the monsters that I've already fought, but not right now. Not until I get to level 10, and I know for a fact I can take some hits. You also eventually get bands, which are kind of like combination moves that certain characters can use if you have certain characters in your party that match up. Of course, equipment. Right now I have a bronze sword, a bronze shield, and bronze armor. Okay, there's not really much I can use. And look at my stats. And Theodore is, while you're playing Theodore, he pretty much has some weak stats. He has 9 strength, 10 speed, stamina, 8 intellect, 4 spirit, 10. Okay, his attack is 14. His accuracy is 92, so he's gonna hit. And his evasion is 40. Magic defense, magic evasion 1. He's a silly little boy. He's like supposedly like 16 or something like that. No, I think he's like 14 in this game. I can't remember. Of course, you can set the order. Now, one thing I should let you know about Final Fantasy IV, you have 5 characters, okay? Your party formation switches your characters in a way. Not that, but let's leave that one. Anyways, normally, the characters on the 1st, 3rd, and 5th area, they are usually your front attackers. The 2 in your and 2 and 4 locations, they're going to be your back attackers. Now you can always change the party formation so that the back attackers are now the 3 people, and the 2 and 4 are now the front. You only want to do that when you move, when you know for a fact you have more magic characters than physical fighters. So there's that. Got your settings, you got your health. Okay, you got the quick save function, which the second you use this, you're pretty much making a save. You can use this anywhere. You're pretty much making a save and quitting the game immediately. I think that's just for this one. I could be wrong. It might be for the 4 3D remake. I can't remember. I don't know yet because I haven't truly checked out the 3D remake on PC version. And I haven't played the 3DS version of it. Save, of course, you have to be on the world map, or you have to be in a location, a safe area location. And I think you're in. I don't know. Sorry, I seem to not know a lot, but there's that. Now, here's the town of what? Mithril? Yep, Mithril. So right now, as it stands, while I'm grinding, I guess I can't use that over and over again. I thought I could. Maybe I can after I like go through this like beginning. Anyways, I already went to sleep at one point, so let's go do this. I'm gonna get myself into a battle. This is how I just normally do it. I just, you know, spin them around in a circle. Ooh. Alright. Now you can also hit auto battle so that you don't have to really do much. Especially when you're just sitting there grinding. Auto battle is your best friend. Because I hate sitting there having to press a button over and over again when I'm grinding. Yeah, I'm gonna get Theodore over here up to level 10 before I go to take a shower and get some sleep and stop. But I just wanted to show you guys how this game plays. Right now I'm playing on this controller, this 8-bit new SN30 Pro that I got from Best Buy. If you look at it, it looks like a Super Nintendo controller, only it has the double buttons up here, the double shoulder buttons. So there's that, and it also has analog. So just being this whole little thing right here. So I love it, and it also has a couple more buttons. This controller does have a lot more connectivity with like Xbox games, surprisingly, an Xbox controller. But I don't want to get into all of that right now. I'm gonna go ahead and get these few battles. The more enemies in a battle is always better, because more experience. One thing I can't remember with Final Fantasy IV and Final Fantasy IV the After Years is if the XP that you get is split between everybody. If it is, then it takes when you have more characters in your party, it takes a lot longer. If you have like small XP, a small XP like gained from defeating enemies. So, I mean, right now, Theodore is getting like the full 100%. But I know in some Final Fantasy games, like getting experience points, it divides it up to by how many characters are in your party at that exact moment. So that 184 could easily get divided up by 3. What we got? What is it like if you divide it up by 3? Let's see, 184 divided by 3. Yeah, that's 61 experience points per person. If it was divided up by 3, or if it was divided up by like all 5 party members, let's see how that would go. All 5 party members. 184 divided by 5. 36.8. Ooh, that would just be silly. So I definitely wouldn't want to come to Mithril to like fight against some of these monsters if I had 5 party members. But there you go. See, right now he's at level 10. Like Theodore is at level 10, and you see how high his max hit points are. It's 206 right now. Okay, that's weak sauce for a level 10 character. Okay, like in most video games, level 10 you got like at least 5. In most Final Fantasy games I've played, level 10 means that you are at least getting like, you at least have over 500. Hell, some of the main games, the second you start the game, you got at least over 500. So you can be able to tank some of the most of the enemies that you would find yourself going against. Let's see, how many gil do I have? 328. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna wait until I get to level 5. I mean level 10. What am I talking about? Level 5. I'm gonna wait until I get to level 10. Go back in. Get some potions. Maybe a tenth or two. Uh, depending on if I can afford it. See if I can't get new weapons for Cyrodiil. Because the second I go into the main prologue cave, um, a little afterwards, I'll end up having like 2 other party members. And by the way, the more you keep fighting like enemies in one area, eventually as you level up, they are going to give you less and less XP. Uh, Mainly because of the fact that, well, you're getting too strong for them. You're not really getting experience from killing these things like one-shotting them easily. So there's that. Uh, 53.11 frames per second. CPU 12.7. Ooh, see, this is what I like one. There we go. He is at level 10. Now let's go into Mithril. We're gonna head to. Now you would think that I would go for the armor and all that stuff, but technically I would go for the armor and weapons. Let's see if I can get anything. Is there anything else? Ooh. That's too much. Too much. I have to wait until later. Let's see. What about the armor? Can I get some decent armor at least? Oh, I got a bronze shield. I already got that. So, yeah, getting the helm. Or reduce my. That's fine. I don't care about that. Now, how much do I have? 221. Let me get some potion. You know how much these are. Hopefully not too expensive. There we go. And potions 30. So I'm gonna get me about 3 more just to be on the safe side. I already got 1 Phoenix down, which should be enough. Do I have a tent? Nope. Now, gnomish bread is a very important thing if you want to know how the map is. But I'll take care of that later. Or maybe I should get it this time. Alright. Can I sell anything? Nope. Alright. So as it stands right now, I'm going to head on out. I really wish I could, well, I could always do this. See, I'm very stingy with my magic points, but I also want him to be like full of health when I go in there. Don't worry about that airship right now. Here we go. Now, here we go with the usual Star Wars references. Usual Final Fantasy Star Wars references of Biggs and Wedge, even though we all know it's Vix and Wedge. But Biggs and Wedge, ever since Final Fantasy 6, has been a staple of many Final Fantasy games. And Biggs and Wedge in Final Fantasy 4 the after years is them trying to, go back and do everything. Anyway, so we got Potion. Trent. See, I didn't even worry about the 10 after all. Ether. Ether is important for the MP and another Phoenix down. I'll talk to them. Now, and there we go. The Biggs. See what I mean? Captain Biggs and Wedge have joined the party. Now they're important, but they're not that important. I wonder if there we go. Now I can level all of them up. Now as you can see, Biggs is at 12. Theodore's 10, like we just got to, and Wedge is at 10. Notice the hit points on Wedge. Alright, now we have bands, but they haven't actually had those happen yet. Now, one thing that you can do, I'm about to do some crazy shit, okay? Just watch. Now, one thing that you can do is give your boy Theodore some stronger equipment. But CJ, why would you do that? Well, you'll see. And Biggs over here with 12, 15. And now I just gave Theodore some better attack. Okay? Now Wedge also has 15 strength and 15 attack, so I'm not too upset about, like, you know, messing him up. Now he can't. Now neither Biggs nor Wedge can add more experience. Can level up anymore. Theodore's the only one who can. They're locked at that. So we're gonna check this out and look at that. Auto battle. It's gonna be like taking candy from a baby. Simple as that. Very quick. Now there's a reason why I can't. I went out here, and that's because I wanted to go here. Go back to the end. Can't heal at the end anymore. Okay. Man, fuck this thing. I just want to keep talking about Cecil and all that jazz. Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, this is all for me today because it's almost 10:30. I need to get some sleep. I got work in the morning. I gotta be at work at 5:30 in the morning. So, about to take a shower, get my sleep in, make sure my laundry is finishing up drying so that when I wake up, it will be ready for my. It'll be ready. Anyway, what the beeping? I have no idea what just happened. Okay. So with that, I'm going to save this. Let me just go ahead and tell you this. Alright, so we got Theodore's Tale. You can only save in 3 different, you can save in 3 different slots for each tale. So you got Theodore's, Rydia's, Yang's, Palom, Edge, Porum, Edward's, Kane's, and the Luminarian's Tale, Crystals. Crystals are pretty much the final one. Chapter. So, but that was me playing Final Fantasy 4 the after years. Ever so slightly. Hold on. I already saved it. Yep. So we go. Settings. I'm gonna go out the normal way. There we go. Alright. So until next time, everybody, I will see you guys later. Peace out.